Monarchies are a thing of the past, the medieval age, and that's the exact reason why it needs to return. More and more, it's in vogue to oppose not only the British constitutional monarchy, but monarchies in general. This is a sentiment that is notably increasing amongst not just assorted Celts, but even English people. They oppose both constitutional monarchy and even crown republics, where the royalty and nobility exist as more of a decoration than having tangible privilege or power, like the absolute monarchy in Saudi Arabia, Oman, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and the United Arab Emirates. I won't be including the Holy See or Vatican City, as not only is it a theocracy, but it's a little more than a sovereign state of Roman Catholic Church officials. Some of these democracy fruitcakes argue that religious groups shouldn't have their own countries, but often stop short when it's a theocracy of other religious groups that nobody talks about, because if it's an ethnicity that's not white, or a race that's not white, then, it's alright. The thing that is hilariously frustrating to me is how an undemocratic system could give the liberals all their heart's desire, whether the modus operandi is a monarchy, oligarchy, or dictatorship. Though, if you ask me, all a dictatorship is just an oligarchy where the oligarchs are more afraid of their lightning rod than they are of each other. The Soviet Union was a good example of this, where the General Secretary of the Communist Party was considered to be a dictator, yet as Khrushchev likely proved, the Politburo gets a veto. The State Committee on the State of Emergency tried doing that to Mikhail Gorbachev, but ironically Russia got in their way. But no, obviously democracy is valuable for its own sake. If I could achieve decommodification, universal healthcare, the imprisonment of everyone who attempted a coup to overthrow the democracy and replace it with a fascist GOP dictatorship, and all it would have costed was allowing the American Republican and Democratic parties to continue ruling the country, of course I would say no. Obviously, the United States system of government is completely flawless, with two parties ruling where one is full of fascists and the other one hates the country and its citizens and is trying to destroy it from the inside with a soy face. By the way, no other political party ought to have any chance of winning, because if you don't toe the line of one of the two major parties, then you're an enemy of the people. Somehow. Some may argue that we don't need a theocratic monarchy, we just need a dictatorship with a vanguard party like what the Soviet Union had. Which seems like a great idea, so long as somebody doesn't assassinate their way to the top and hijack the country's mission for their own selfish ends, This may sound wild, but there is something both medieval monarchies and Soviet countries had in common. Undemocratic countries that were motivated either by political ideology or theology. King Louis IX of the House of Capet in the Kingdom of France wasn't interested in vices like Louis XV, nor was he interested in abusing his power the way Charles X did. He was 100% motivated by advancing the goals of Christianity, specifically Roman Catholicism, which was mostly good. The thing that wouldn't fly today was his persecution of Jews after a debate in the free marketplace of ideas didn't result in the Jews he confronted converting to his version of Christianity. But to be fair, Martin Luther did the exact same thing. And don't even get me started on Oliver Cromwell. But see, this here is the thing. If there was a religion out there that was as convincing to the people today the way Christianity was back to the people of medieval Europe, that didn't insist on proselytizing, restricting sex acts, or orientations conservative Christians believe the Bible condemns, demanding belief in something that can't be proven, which is a recipe for skepticism, and forced conversion, then this would be less of a problem. Another thing that rubs liberals the wrong way is the hereditary aspect of monarchies. Well, that and North Korea. Well, I've got a curveball many of you probably weren't expecting. Did you know that the French monarchy in its founding years wasn't even a hereditary monarchy? That's right. Early in the history of the Kingdom of France in the 10th century, kings were voted in by counts, who were so called because they ruled counties, which in my country, the United States, are run by county commissioners, or freeholders, as they are sometimes called. But hey, I guess in order for a republic to get a liberal's stamp of approval is just for it to function like a medieval monarchy so long as it doesn't have the trappings of one. Makes perfect sense, right? Now Bill Maher can sip that red wine with a smile, knowing that America has the moral high ground with its rule by unelected officials, and elected officials who are nominated by masses of idiots. While I'm not anti-LGBT or anti-Semitic the way the other neo-reactionaries are, I am convinced the spiritual decline is responsible for a lot of harm done to society. People blame capitalism and greedy people in positions of power, but I have yet to see them sufficiently attribute such blame on other forms of immorality, such as other forms of thefts, remorseless committing of felonies, and a primal desire for taking advantage of people increasing. I say primal because such opportunism is seen in wild animals and insects. We were better than this when we were convinced our religions were real, and there are holdouts of faithful people out there. The problem is, this is not universal, and in order for it to be, we would have to do more than just get rid of non-believers. We would have to have a belief system everyone is convinced of. The Warsaw Pact tried to do this with the KGB, Stasi, and their propaganda, but ultimately wasn't as effective as religions that still have a profound impact on people to this day. Not just Christianity, not just Islam, not just Judaism. India hasn't had Buddhism as the state or majority religion in centuries, and to this day there are Indians who can tell what caste other Indians are from, as if they are different ethnic groups. Sadly, Christianity, or the way the Bible is translated, resulted in the Enlightenment, which resulted in the state of society today. While medieval society wasn't perfect, monarchy might just be our last best hope against degeneracy. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, like and subscribe, and comment on what more you would like to see.